Hi, it's Pretty Go Back on the 8th of July, 2012. I'm recording a short trip through the papers on today, Sunday, with a quick look at the Sunday Times and the Independent inside. Starting off with the red arrows. You can't help but love the red arrows. If you're listening to me on audioboo.fm/topgold, you've heard a little beep. Indicates that I'm recording this on topgold on YouTube. I like the red arrows. I like going fast, although our Hawk aircraft are close as 6 feet to each other. Flying at 400 miles per hour, the pilots don't look ahead. Part of my old lifestyle years ago. Sunday Times, a lifestyle that's not working out for Tom Cruise. He's now into wife number 4, if you can find one. I spotted this top article in the Sunday Times. It's entitled, "Top Official Hits Out at Increments." Mark Tye basically says that the Comptroller and Auditor General found that the Department of Social Protection, which employs more than 5,000 staff, awards pay increments to most of their employees without requiring them to do annual assessments. 18%, only 18% of the department's staff actually completed this PMDS, which is a Performance Management Development System, in 2009. Inside the paper, well, hey look, retailers are cashing in on digital panic. So says Siobhan McGuire and Connor McTurnan. It's basically a changeover that Ireland has to digital terrestrial television. And you know, the article outlines the fact that some installers are charging €170 installation fees prior to selling the box. Common misconception is that a digital requires an aerial, so says the article. But you know, where I live in rural Ireland, we actually needed a new aerial and a pre-app. So Siobhan, Connor, if you haven't looked at the rural side of this, it's wrong to say that an aerial is not required. Low boost. Low energy is a big boost for sale price of homes. Gabrielle Monahan points out that the Economic and Social Research Institute and Oxford University examined a relationship between energy ratings and price tags of home. If you get a top A rating for your home for energy, you might command a price tag of up to 11% higher compared to anything else. Did you know what? Sinn Féin likes Facebook. Sarah McInerney points out that Sinn Féin, the party of opposition, has been steadily rising in opinion polls, but boosted significantly in social media as well. And there's a survey done by Trackalyze.com monitoring Facebook pages and the upward trend of fans by Sinn Féin. Easy to say that one might have actually driven the other. Inside the paper, inside today's papers, I'm having a look at the Indo, Sunday Independent. Another bank could still crash, IT experts warn. Ulster Bank systems have the same kind of parallel processing or maybe business logic called cost cutting. Louise McBride points out that human error and cost cutting could easily trigger another technical meltdown by another Irish bank. Now, typically I'd read this kind of thing on the Sunday Business Post, but my Sunday Business Post app doesn't work. Adrian Weckler, if you're watching this, look, get your stuff onto the Kindle where I could look at the stuff easier, more reliably, and have an automatic subscription. The plan that I'm on, which is quarterly, just doesn't want to seem to renew on iTunes. It shouldn't happen that way. Okay, we had a recent meeting where Rory Quinn, the Minister of Education, basically berated us. So says Patrick Prendergast. He's the Provost of Trinity College Dublin. He talked to Elaine Byrne, basically claiming, look, Trinity and other universities ought to be able to work at a wage rate, an appropriate salary for qualified people, commensurate with those salaries, get the right kind of people, and off they go. There's going to be a constant stress between the minister who has the pay packages he has to pay and these provosts. A reform of councillors are going to spark a row inside the coalition of the Irish government, fierce Labour opposition, and also concern within Fine Gael that if you do what Phil Hogan wants to do, which gets rid of a lot of local councils in his reform, a radical reform of local government, he's going to put Sinn Féin into political footholds throughout the Republic of Ireland. That is true, certainly true in the case of Cashel, where I live. An enterprise winner but failed to create jobs. Connor McTurnan points out that Your Country, Your Call earned a bunch of money. Basically, top 2 entries won €100,000 in this competition, development funding of $500,000 apiece. Nothing's really happened. There's been a corporate step back in the past 9 months because investment markets have changed. So this is a spokesman, unnamed spokesman for the project. Simon McGar, you'll love to know that. He's been following this story. It's Simon McGar on Twitter. Solicitor, and well, Simon doesn't think well of Your Country, Your Call. A free university could cost us all. Gerald Casey writes a story. It's actually called Think Tank, a column of opinion, pointing out that you know, look, there's no absolute necessity for universities to be state funded, and that won't track well with a lot of registrars that I know. Gerald Casey is Associate Professor of Philosophy at University College Dublin. And what you got here in this think tank article is an extract from a chapter called Degrees of Nonsense, the Demise of the University in Ireland. Hey, look at this. Balance of power, they say. Harry Leach has a comment about smart meters. And did you know this? The Commission for Energy Regulation in Ireland has announced smart meters are going to be installed all around Ireland by 2015. The cost that's going to fall on consumers will probably be spread over a 20-year period. Yes, well, I think it's good. Perks put TDs on another planet. Michael Clifford says that, you know, when you're looking at who's getting what, extra pay, basically, extra easy income, extra untaxed income for expenses, when you drive around the country pushing a national agenda item, which I kind of agree with, you're going to get extra money to do that, and it's going to be more than what you have to put in the tank for your car. There are rules about this. 9 ministers of government have breached their own guidelines for these rules, which means same old, same old. In a period of financial austerity, we're going to get the government people earning their own money. They might be earning money on the road too, looking at food. Darragh McDowell says that there's been a lot of quangos as well. Quangos that government's talked about getting rid of, and actually they haven't. But he says, look, Bord Bia is an example of a quango success story. Food porn stars like Damien Mully would love that, knowing that there's actually Sindo support for the quango called Bord Bia. John McGinnis writes probably the most compelling piece in the Sunday papers this week. That's why I nicked this Sunday Independent from McDonald's. PAC, the political, the committee, which is the Public Accounts Committee, must steer the country on the right course. A well-reasoned article basically pointing out, as Brendan O'Connor does, that there's an inside knife attack by another minister against McGinnis. Basically, Brendan Howlin says, look, lads, we know you've spent months looking at the terms of reference concerning a report on the domestic banking crisis, but why don't we just give it on over to a guy that's in my own party, my Labour Party, Alex White from the Finance Committee, and there you go. We'll let him handle it. I don't know. McGinnis can actually call some stuff to question better than anybody I know. That's probably why people don't like it. What am I going to do today? Write some stuff, fiction from the front line, and have a look at tech stuff in my back garden as well as in my kitchen. Hot Stuff's the article. Katrina Burrows writes about it. A favorite labor-saving gadgets for the kitchen. I'm Bernie Goldmark. I'm topgold on Twitter. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.